What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 5, titled Roses on the Bed. You guys, to me, this episode was hella funny. So let's go ahead and just talk about this episode, shall we? Alright, you guys, let's start the episode up with Destiny and Shawn. So you guys remember last week's episode ended with Destiny asking Shawn how old was he and how many kids he had. So he's 45, although he looks older than 45, look like he's about 55, maybe 65. But he looks older than that. And then that mustache that he got, that mustache is just, it's weird. It makes him look like he is a creep, basically. I was gonna say something else, but I just decided to say the nice thing. He looks like a creep. Even though that's not that nice, but it's nicer than what I was thinking. So then she asked how many kids he has. He said he has 6. And she's like, oh, hell no. She's like, when I first talked to you, I asked you, have you been married? Do you have kids? He said, she said, you only told me you had 2 kids. He said, I must have forgot. You must have forgot that you told her you have 2 kids, or you must have forgotten that you, how did you forget? Shawn, it's just something wrong with Shawn. Altogether, something's wrong with Shawn. So, you know, she says, like, you didn't have to lie to me. Like, you could have told me, like, that's not a big deal. Which I want to imagine that it is a big deal. And then the fact that you have the same baby mama. So it's not like you got, 6 kids with 3 different women. Or 6 kids with, 5 different women. Or 6 kids with 4 different, it doesn't matter to her. Just be honest. So then she says, well, when is the last time you were involved and had sex with a woman? He said it was a year ago. She says, when was your last relationship? He says it was 7 years ago with Kelly. But he told us when he was on to the producers that actually he and Kelly tried to get back together a year ago. I'm like, oh, so you're still lying to her. So, then we see them, they in the car, they're heading toward the hotel. She's telling him how she wants a Gucci bag. She wants to go skydiving. She wants to do all of this stuff. And I guess it's because he lied to her. If that makes her feel good, go forward. And I was looking at her teeth. Because if you look up here, I'm like, her teeth are very reminiscent of someone who sucks their thumb. Because I have 2 people in my family that sucks their thumbs and their teeth look like that. No shade. Just saying. So they go to the hotel room. And when they get to the hotel room, it's a really nice hotel because there's a jacuzzi style tub by the bed. I'm like, damn, this is nice. This is her first time being in the actual bed in a long time. And she also reveals to us that she has been involved with women, and she has no intentions of stopping, and she ain't got no intentions of telling him that she's been with women. And then in that little 30-second blurb that they do, she told us that, she got her girlfriend's names tattooed on her. Right across her chest, Felicia. Right here, Monique. On her ass, it's Allison. And there's probably going to be more names to come. I'm like, well, damn, at least she's honest. At least she's honest to us, not him. So then at the end of the episode, they talk about, they had a good time with each other. They had sex. I'm like, ugh. And then when Shawn was talking about having sex with her, I was just repulsed to no avail because I'm just like, I don't want to hear this. This is not something that I'm interested in hearing. Can we move to the next scene? Like, please, please, please. So then, Shawn's talking to Jessica about her drinking because Shawn is worried about losing that $100,000, being out $100,000. And I'm just like, Shawn, the only person that you have to blame for that is your own self. You spent money on a woman that you had never met. I wish I would spend money on a person that I've never met in my life, male or female. I'm not talking about in a relationship. I'm just mean anybody in general. If a random stranger comes up to me and if a random stranger just says, hey, I need this, nope, I don't know you. Like, because that's exactly what Jessica was. Not Jessica, Destiny. That's what she was, is a perfect stranger. I wish I would just spend I wouldn't even spend $1 on a person that I don't fucking know. The fuck? Let's move on. Who? Maurice and Jessica. Now this was an interesting episode for these 2. The first question that I have is, why the fuck was Maurice driving that car? He just got out of jail, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't have his license. So if y'all get pulled over, more than likely he's going to go to jail. Because I mean, number one, he's driving without a license. Number two, he's black, and that's the first. Actually, that's the first part. He's black, but they're going to see his daughter, and it was so nice. I did enjoy seeing him with his daughter, because when they pulled up, he blew the horn, and she came run outside, and she just jumped in his arms. So that was nice to see. So they go inside, and the baby mama, she was like, actually, there's no true relationship between she and Jessica. Jessica does talk to the daughter, but when it comes to the baby mama, she don't really talk to her like that. So, the baby mama says that, she is the only real relationship that he's ever had, second to Jessica, but she's never known him to date a white girl. Now, if uncomfortable and awkward was a person, it would be Jessica. Because Jessica was just uncomfortable and awkward the whole time. Because they having a conversation. I mean, shit, if you really want to feel included, I mean, you could have said, hi, I'm Jessica, I'm his wife. Like, you can introduce yourself to the people. I mean, you are coming into that house. So when you walk into people's homes, you speak to them, you introduce yourself to them. Hi, I'm Jessica, how are you? Hi, I'm Jessica, how are you? Hi, I'm Jessica, how are you? Your parents didn't teach you manners, Jessica? Like, that's the only question I had. They didn't teach you manners. But yeah, like I said, if uncomfortable and awkward was a person, it would squarely be our friend Jessica over here in the corner by herself. So, when they got ready to leave, Jessica was upset with Maurice, because she's like, I was sitting in the corner and no one talked to me. Everyone was talking around me. Well, girl, if you want to join in the conversation, like hopscotch, jump in, jump out. Like, that's how it works. But, she's upset. I'm like, girl, shut up. Now, Jessica, I even tweeted this. Like, I think Jessica got into this situation because she wanted some black dick, but she didn't want the black experience, because she is just, uncomfortable as fuck. You can tell she's out of her comfort zone, and you can also see that she's a bit nervous as well, because they stay with Maurice's cousin Ronnie, whatever the fuck he called him. And it's him, his wife, and his kids, and they sleeping on the couch. Well, yep, Jessica just wasn't for it. Then Ronnie, whatever his name was, he started showing, Maurice obituaries of people that they knew that, grew up with them that had passed. And it's so sad to hear, because I actually have a lot of people in my hometown that have, died. Quite a few of them died before we even turned 21. And quite a few of them have died before we even turned 30. Like, it's just sad when I see people that I know dying so young. Like I said, some of my friends didn't make it to 21. Some of them didn't even make it to 30. And I just turned 31 this year, so that should tell you something as well. So it's really sad, because like Pooter died. That's my homie. Like, I used to go over to his house. I used to smoke with him. I used to give him rides, and it really is sad when you think about a situation like that. And I think he said one of them was a quadruple murder. I'm like, God damn, a quadruple murder? And then a 4-year-old child got killed? Like, damn. And Jessica's talking about she doesn't want him in Compton. Now, here's the one thing that I have to say. I hate when people do this. I hate when people try to say that a certain area is just, one certain area is bad. Like, Compton. Let's say Compton. Let's say Chicago. Let's say, like Brooklyn, Harlem. Like here in Dallas, Oak Cliff, South Dallas. Like, the list can go on and on and on. I hate when people try to say that about places, that, oh, that place is so bad. Oh, that place is so bad. I get wanting to get out of an environment, but to do better for yourself, You have to completely leave that environment, do better for your life, and go to a better area. But crime is everywhere you go. Like, crime is everywhere you go. Because I hear people say that in my hometown. Because murder, because in my hometown, there are a lot of people that get murdered. And people are like, oh, I'm so ready to get out of Tyler. Like, and I've had to tell plenty of friends, I'm like, even if you get out of Tyler and you go somewhere else, that same shit can happen. Like, the same shit that happens here can happen anywhere. It's not the place you grow up in. It's the people that you surround yourselves with. If you don't surround yourself with people who you know might murder a motherfucker, then you're fine. But it's not the environment that you grow up in or live in. It's the people and the mentality that they have. So I hate when people say, oh, I want to get out of this hood, the hood. The hood is not bad. You might not want to live in the hood, but it's not bad. It's certain people. It's people, not the place. It's the people. But, that's that. And then, we see Jessica and Maurice, and they go to a store. Excuse me, y'all. And there was a car that drove by. I think a part of me feel like that was the producers playing a game just for the cameras, because I just don't think that was real. Because the dude yelled out the car, "Where you from? This my hood." And then Maurice said he pulled out his car. He had the finger guns. I'm like, is this shit real? If it was real, I'm not, it just felt kind of staged. Just keeping it real with you guys, it just felt a little staged. Because, first of all, I don't even know if they blurred out that license plate. They may have, but I don't know if they blurred out that license plate. That's what bothered me, was that the fact that you saw the car. But we're going to move on. All right, so guys, let's move over to Kleelyn and Chevelle. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Chevelle's wig. That wig, I couldn't focus on nothing else but her wig in this entire scene. Because I'm just looking like, first of all, your wig is back here. Your wig is back here. Can we just pull it forward just a little bit? Like, pull the motherfucker forward. Then on top of that, I could see the lace right there where her wig was sitting at. I'm like, I don't know your hairline may start back here, but if your hairline starts back there, you got a problem. That means your hairline is receding. I can't talk, but I'm just saying, if your hairline is back there, like, I just want her to pull the wig down. That's all I wanted Chevelle to do, was just pull the fucking wig down. The wig was irritating me and my spirit. So they're going to get barbecue. And even in my notes, I said, I'm going to read you guys verbatim what my note says. Because I said that they go to get some barbecue, and all that I can focus on is that wig. Either pull it down or pull it off. But I can see the lace. Like, that was all I could. And that's really what the first thing is in my notes, is the wig and the lace. So, they're talking about, he's talking about the fact that he's ready to see her daughter. And I'm still sitting here thinking to myself, like, okay, he might be ready to see your daughter, but this man, and I tweeted this man is still mentally, he's 17. Physically, he's not, but mentally, he went into prison at 17. That's where his growth and development stopped at, is at 17. So mentally, he is a 17-year-old boy. And I don't know how she can expect for this man to be a father to her child. He doesn't have his own kids. Like, Chevelle is living in Wonderland, Neverland, whatever land. She's living in a fairy tale. Like, I get you want him to be a father figure, but again, like I said, the man has been stunted. His growth stopped at 17. Let the man be a man. Let him have his fun. But whatever. Let's move on. So then the mama, she went to the restroom. She came back, and she tells, Chevelle and Kleelyn that she wants to talk about his future. And, she tells him basically that she doesn't want him to be back around the influences that put him in jail in the first place. I do understand that completely. And I understood where he was coming from. He told her he's not coming to Houston, and he doesn't feel like Chevelle would want to come either. She says, yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. So then, he says, just trust me. he says, trust me that I've learned from my past and that I don't want to go back to prison. And I understood that. And it goes back to my point that I made about Maurice and Jessica. You can move wherever. If a person has not really changed, then they can find themselves back in the same situations that they were in before. It's not the place that they come from. It's the person. It's the person themselves and the people that they surround themselves with. So say if I went to prison for armed robbery, burglary, whatever, or even shooting, or for violence, shooting people, domestic violence, whatever. So I went to jail for that kind of stuff, and the people that I hung around with when I went to jail, they influenced, they advocated for that shit. In order for me to say, hey, let me think about what I want to say and articulate it well. So yeah, the people, if they, advocated for that, they were cool with that. I get out of jail and I'm saying that I'm changed. The only way that I can show you that I've really changed, even if I go back to my same, neighborhood, the only way that you can really say that, hey, he's changed is if I no longer surround myself with the same people that, influenced me, encouraged me to do the wrong shit that I was doing. So, yes, I want him to come to Houston. But if he hasn't changed and he gets to Houston, if he hasn't changed, gets to Houston, he can still meet some people that are just like what, the people are that you're trying to get him away from in Kansas City, and he could still end up back in the same situation. So, the real way that he will show change is if he is in Kansas City and he discommunicates himself from, disassociate himself from the people that he was once hanging around. Now, if he does go and hang around with those same influences, then no, he has not changed. So, I listening to Kleelyn, whatever the hell his name is. How do they not know his name and he know his name? Because his name really does spell Kleelyn. But his mama, Qualandria, and Chevelle call him Kleelyn. But if he says that he's changed, I actually do believe him. And the only thing is, and it's not about his change. The only thing is with Chevelle is just she's expecting too much out of someone who doesn't have a lot to offer as a father, because he's not a father. I don't think he's ready for a real relationship with her, although he says he is. I just don't see it. But we'll see. So then we see him and Chevelle. They go to the hotel room, and her ghetto ass, I was looking, I'm like, she got these wine glasses. I'm like, oh, they finna drink some wine. Nope, she put Crown in. I'm like, oh, okay. So then they get hot and heavy in the bed. I'm like, is he gonna take a shower? Because he just got out of prison. Y'all been on the road. Ugh. Nasty. Let's move on. How are you? How are you guys? This might be a long ass review. I didn't expect for this review to be long. Thought it might be short. But now let's move over to Tyrese and Shonda. Now this is gonna probably be short. So Tyrese is at a hotel and he's getting ready to go get Shonda from jail. He said he see character in Shonda. What kind of character do you see in her? No shade, but what character do you see in her? I'm going to pick up Shonda. I'm going to look good. I'm going to smell good. You might smell good because we can't smell you through the TV. But as far as looking good, that's questionable as the fuck. He put on that big ass, because that suit was too fucking big for him. Because I was looking at that jacket. I'm like, that jacket does not fit. You need to get that jacket tailored to fit you perfectly. It don't have to be tight, but it's loose. Those pants were really loose, and then them gator shoes. And then I looked at the shoes and the pants and the jacket. I'm like, wait a minute, you got on two different color blues, because the shoes are darker blue, and the suit is a lighter blue. Maybe what? Maybe he's worn that suit out, and maybe it's just faded over time. I'm gonna just say, damn, that wasn't nice either. I just couldn't stop looking at that ugly ass, loud ass suit. It looked like a Steve Harvey suit. He looked like a pimp named Slickback. Like, I just couldn't get over that suit. So then when he goes to pick up Shonda from prison, why did he have those binoculars? I was thoroughly confused about the binoculars. Like, when it comes to Tyrese, he seems like a smart man, but behind Shonda, not really. Like, you doing all this stuff on a woman that you've only been with for what, 3 months? No, 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 no. Moving on. All right, you guys, and this one is gonna be a piece of cake. Let's wrap this shit up with Lindsay and Scott. Scott. What can I say about you, Scott? You're getting played like a fiddle. You're getting played like a fiddle, piano, a keyboard, a typewriter, what else can you play? A video game. You're getting played like you're just getting played all the way around. Just no other way to say it. You're getting played, buddy. So, Lindsay's mom and daughter comes over, and he's on the phone with the Federal Bureau of Prison trying to find out if Lindsay is still in jail. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. If she didn't come to the airport, where the fuck else? Well, you know what? She could have fled. But I mean, she has to go to a halfway house, so that's not possible. So she couldn't flee. So if she wasn't on the plane, there's only one other place that girl is, and she's still in prison. So, he says, well, I got her mom here. So she asks, he says, is she still there? She says, yes. So they try to figure out what's happened to Lindsay. And, the guy that was on the phone, he says, that's not public information, and I can't tell you. He repeated that so many times. I'm like, how many ways and languages does this man have to say that is not public information and I can't tell you? Because, they just kept asking in different ways. I'm like, this dude keeps saying the same thing. The definition of insanity, like, you guys are the true definition of insanity at this point, because you keep asking it and the answers still remain the same. He cannot tell you because he does not have that is not public information, so he can't give that out. They were like, so how do we find out that information? Ask Lindsay. That's going to be your best bet. You got to ask Lindsay what happened. And then Scott going to sit here and he had the audacity to say that, the girls in prison might have been jealous of Lindsay, so they may have jumped her because she's beautiful. Oh, really, Scott? She's beautiful. So they jumped her. That's as bad as what you said in the second episode about her being some kind of a white woman. Like, really, Scott? Really? Lindsay? And what's really sad is the fact that she has her daughter. Like, you love prison more than you love your own child. That is ridiculous. That's sad. I really feel bad for the child and the grandma. Because the grandma's in here raising your child and your dumb ass is in prison. All right, you guys, but that's going to wrap it up for me for Love After Lockup. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. All right. I sound like rocks. All right. But yeah, do me a favor, you guys. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and stay hydrated. And it's the next one, you guys. I will see you guys later. I might see you guys later on today. Well, to the people who watch Big Brother and Power Rangers, I'll be back later today with some stuff, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow for P-Valley and for The Shy. So until then, guys, stay safe again. Like I said, stay safe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.